All right, we are live. Welcome everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope you're having an awesome start to your week. It has been a long time since I've done a live on here, and I'm really happy to be here, spend some time with you, connect, and talk about this juicy topic, self-sabotaging. Like, why do we do it? Why do you feel powerless to shift it? So as you hop on, say hello. Let me know you're here. Let me know if you're catching this live. If you're catching the replay, comment below. Let me know so I can interact with you and see who's in my world. So this is a big topic, and let me have a sip of my water. There's a couple layers. There's several layers to this. Hello to whoever's hopping on. Say hi so I can see who's here. We're just getting started here. So with self, and hopefully my comments show up. Sometimes they don't. So if they don't know, I'll come back after and comment to you all. So self-sabotage, there's two types, in my opinion, of self-sabotage. There's conscious self-sabotage, and then there's unconscious self-sabotage. My zone of genius, like what I do in my work, is I help you identify both, because typically we have both kinds going on, and this is just part of the human experience. So let's just get that myth out of the way first. Like, if you are self-sabotaging, there's nothing wrong with you. This is a normal thing to do. Essentially, like, anytime things aren't flowing the way we want, or we're feeling unfulfilled, or like there's this next level and I don't know how to get there, or whatever, it's only ever you in your own way, which I know can be really annoying to hear, but it's also good because that means you have all the power to shift it. And so this is what I would refer to as self-sabotage, right? Like a way that we're blocking ourselves, a way that we're not giving ourselves permission to fully step into what it is we want to step into. So the first would be subconscious, like you don't even realize it's going on, right? And this is where I'm really good. This is where I'm gifted. I'm able to connect with you and see exactly, like pinpoint exactly what's going on emotionally and energetically under the surface at a deeper level that's in your blind spot that you don't see. That's creating a block for you. I help you connect the dots and see, areas of your life or certain things you're doing, things that are going on energetically too, that you don't see how they're related to another area of your life. So you're able to see it and shift it. But another common type of self-sabotage is the conscious self-sabotage. When you see clearly that you're doing this thing you don't want to do, you're doing something that you know what the solution is, you want to do different, but for whatever reason, you're feeling not motivated to make the change or powerless to shift out of it. And that always is a sign that you get to go deeper. So the way I want to explain this today is I want you to think of, now if you have kids or don't have kids, but let's say you have a little child and this child starts acting out. Would you just shame your child and try to discipline them and force them to behave and act the way they're supposed to? Likely not. And probably most of us were actually parented that way. That's like a very masculine structure, old school way of just buckle down, get it done, get it together. Why are you crying? Why are you acting out? Why can't you just fit in this box and behave, right? I think we all are like self-aware enough that we know that's not a loving or constructive way to parent, right? So if your child is acting out, the conscious parenting technique you would want to do is to sit down and talk with your child and really understand what's going on. Why are they doing it? And see what need is not being met. What do they need emotionally or physically that you can meet for them? How can you meet that need? So then the behavior naturally dissolves, but it's more so caring about what's going on underneath. Does that make sense? And so when we're looking at our personal development journey, it's the exact same way, right? When we are looking at the unwanted behavior or the unwanted results, and we're just like, just get in line, just dissolve, just work, just get out of the way. I just want to get to where I'm going. We're kind of missing the point, right? I have found with any type of addiction, any type of self-sabotage, and keep in mind addiction can be like addiction to overworking, addiction to overeating, addiction to overthinking, right? Like addiction and self-sabotage for me are the same thing. When we're looking to heal that, I have never once found it to be effective to do it through shame or through just buckle down and get it done. Like that doesn't work. That's very old paradigm, if you will. So when we are going in with our personal development, we want to really go in and tend to that inner child essentially, where instead of just being mad that the self-sabotage is there, instead of just trying to force ourselves to learn a new habit, what I find to be the most effective at shifting quickly and actually uprooting it so it doesn't resurface in another way, because how many of you know that, where like you clear one addiction and then it shows up in another because you didn't actually go deep enough and clear the root, the core emotional cause. What I find to be most effective is to get curious about why it's actually going on. And that is a lot of the work I do. I help you really peel back the layers and go deep enough so you actually get to the heart of what's actually going on here. Because one, when you approach it with that energy, you're going to feel safer to open up and actually be vulnerable and be real about what's going on. And that is the energy that's non-resistant. When we're mad at ourselves and we're fighting against this, or we're like, have this story in our mind of, oh, I should be doing this. Oh, I should take more time to relax. I should maybe take weekends off. I should raise my prices. I should eat better. I should work out, whatever the should is. That's like a low vibration. That's vibing with shame, with control, with not accepting yourself, and likely that's where the wounding came from, that's creating the unwanted behavior in the first place. Does that make sense? Let me know, guys, if that makes sense. And hello to the people hopping on. I see people coming in and out. It's not showing me any comments, so if you're commenting, and I haven't been able to see it yet, but that's okay. I'll come back and say hi at the end once I finish up. So really, a lot of my work is to help you understand what's going on beneath the surface. And, we can't heal in the same environment that made us sick. That is a quote I love, because this kind of ties back into what I was saying, the shame, the guilt, even the fear around it, right? So lots of times we're afraid. We see that we're self-sabotaging and we're kind of afraid of it. We don't really want to look at it. Those lower vibrational emotions are not what's going to heal and shift it. So the work I do is to help you really feel safe to go in and connect more deeply. So the work I do is essentially, I would refer to it as shamanic work in a sense, because what we do is we do soul retrieval, we heal across timelines, I work at a deep energetic and emotional level, but like on a practical sense, what this looks like is it gets you connected to you. It gets you landing deeper in your power. It helps you integrate, right? So we're not compartmentalizing areas of our lives and like very disconnected, disjointed, misaligned, right? It gets you really in a fuller expression of who you are, right? Like reclaiming these lost parts. It brings a lot of clarity. It gets you connected with your intuition and your own inner guidance, and it helps you live a more full and fulfilled life. What I see going on a lot, especially in the coaching community too, is a lot of women who've built their business off hustle and they're getting burnt out. They're either not enjoying their work anymore, they're not lit up and excited about it, they're not motivated, it feels like work, they're maybe doing strategies that aren't actually aligned for them, so it doesn't actually feel good, it's not what they want to do, but they feel powerless to break the cycle because that's how they've made their money in their business, and that's also what we've been taught is the correct way to run it. I also see women who are burnt out but maybe don't realize it, right? So what this can look like is you've built your business up to, let's say, 6 figures, and you're wanting to expand and really grow you want to really grow your income, you want to grow your impact and really expand that, but you're like feeling like you're up against a wall and you like hitting a plateau and you don't know why. And this also is a self-sabotage. This is also you're only tapping into certain aspects of yourself, right? So it only gets you so far. And this is very much like this old masculine paradigm, where struggle and hustle has been glorified, where we're not taught to tap into ourselves. We're not taught to honor our desires. We're not taught to sit with the discomfort, right? And when you're really talking about scaling and taking your business to the next level, it's not going to be accessed through hustle. Just in the same way that I'm talking about how these self-sabotaging patterns aren't going to be dissolved by shaming it or by trying harder to fix it. What works is to get to the heart of the matter and work at an energetic level and allow any of the blockages to be instantly dissolved. When we go, so back to the self-sabotage, when we go into, okay, here's the unwanted behavior or here's the unwanted pattern, when we get curious and we go deep enough and uncover why it's happening, and we work with that at an emotional and energetic level, the self-sabotaging cycle and behavior dissolves on its own, oftentimes instantly. And that is all that was ever really required. And this is how we work smarter, not harder. Hello, Kirsten. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Hello to whoever else is on. And it's the same thing in your business too, when you're wanting to scale, right? Like, it's not going to happen by trying to do more or trying to keep doing the same thing over and over. You want to work smarter, not harder. You want to get down to the heart of the matter, what's really going on. Because I guarantee you the reason you started your business in the first place is because, one, you want to make a difference. Two, so impact is important to you, being able to expand your audience and your reach. Two, you want freedom for yourself, right? You don't want to be following someone else's rules. But oftentimes people are falling into this trap of, I need to run my business this way, and they're following these rules of the coaching industry that actually aren't aligned for them. And they find themselves burnt out and not actually really feeling fulfilled. You know, sometimes you can get everything you want. You have all the things on the outside, but inside you feel like something's missing. Or even when you're not working, you're not able to like mentally and emotionally detach from your business. So it's like ruling your mind, and it's just like this continuous cycle, and you never actually get to rest and feel free and do the things you want. So do you see how these self-sabotaging cycles come up maybe in your business, but also in other areas of your life, right? It can come up in, you know, in your health, in your relationships, in your business. And the solution is never to just try really hard to break it or to work more or to try to figure it out on that surface level. What allows for quick growth is to go deep and understand it at an energetic and emotional level. Like, get to the heart of the matter. Why is this going on? Because once you understand, there's always like this unmet need, and then you have the power to go in and meet that need and allow that to dissolve. So whether that is a self-sabotaging behavior such as overworking, overeating, any type of addiction, whatever, overthinking, or if this is showing up as like a physical block of not being able to scale your business, it's always takes going to the energetic, going deeper, going to that energetic level to switch it and switch it quickly. So this is how you like fast track your results, right? Working at a deeper level. And this is the work I do. And I'll share with you in a little bit here the different ways you can work with me, because I have upgraded my group program and I do have some one-on-one spaces. Let me just tune in for a second and see what else I would like to come through about this. This was a little bit impromptu. Feel free to comment below if this is landing or if you have any questions. So yeah, to sum up, what I want to say about this is just understanding, I guess, so with self-sabotaging things, especially when you're someone who's really into your personal development and you are very aware and you see that you have a self-sabotaging pattern going on, there can be some annoyance with yourself because you feel powerless to shift it and you're like, I should know better. Why is this here? I thought I healed this already. There can be some annoyance there. And really what I find is that just having a lot more compassion for yourself and just being willing to go deeper is what's required. And the reason a lot of people resist this, right? So let's talk about that really quickly. The reason a lot of people don't go deep enough and don't get to the root cause and then therefore feel powerless to shift the behavior or the pattern is because they either don't know how to access that deeper level, which is my area of expertise, and also typically they don't feel safe to go there, right? So a lot of this is about learning to be in your feminine, learning to be in the stillness, learning to really trust yourself, learning to listen to your intuition. And these are things that we aren't taught to do, right? So it doesn't necessarily, I would argue that it's natural to us, but it doesn't feel natural because we've been brought up in a society that's against that, right? So think about it. This is the overworking, the hustle, the burnout, like the struggle is glorified, you know. Like I was having a conversation with some people the other day and they were talking about struggles with money, and I like offered an opinion that was like, oh well, I don't struggle in this area, or I don't, and like everyone was silent. No one wanted to have that, right? But the second someone chimed in like, oh yeah, it's so hard and I'm struggling, everyone could talk about that for days, right? Like we're in a society that really like almost bonds over trauma and struggle, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like we need to learn a new way of operating and thinking and believing, because we're really trained from a young age that you get rewarded the more you do. You get rewarded the harder you try. The more you suffer, the more difficult it is, the greater the reward. And you know, that will get you to a certain point, but eventually that's not sustainable. And it can feel really like you're going against the grain when you're wanting to break free from some of this. So where I see a lot of entrepreneurs stuck is that they see that they're overworking. They know it's not sustainable. They know that they're not fulfilled. They know they want more relaxation. They know that just because they have money doesn't necessarily mean they're living a luxury lifestyle, right? Like they know consciously that more feminine energy, if you will, is needed. They know they need to go deeper. They know they need to spend more time with their soul, but they don't fully trust it because there aren't really a whole lot of people talking about this and showing that it's safe. And so a big part of the work I do is to really, you know, help you feel safe to do this deep inner work. It's already within you. It's not something you need to become or be different. Doesn't mean that you abandon your good work ethic. It doesn't mean that you abandon your desire for the physical things and the results, not at all. It just means you get to expand beyond it. You get to hold more, almost like mature and refine your energy in the sense that like you're not choosing either or, you're choosing both. You're like, okay, I have all this stuff and I've achieved this level of success. I have the things, I have this drive to do and work, and I get to tap into my feminine. And I get to feel safe to lean back. And I get to feel safe to take a look at this. Because I think a lot of people, Kimberly says agreed. Yeah, I'm not sure what part that was about. The comments come in a little slow, but I'm glad this is making sense and landing. You know, so a lot of women are afraid, you know, they see consciously, okay, I need to incorporate more feminine energy. I need to expand. I need to grow. I need to let my soul lead a little bit more. I need to rest more, whatever it is. But they're afraid that if they do that, that it means they're going to lose everything they built. So it doesn't feel safe for them to step into it. Does this land? Does this resonate? And so it's almost easier to stay in this uncomfortable cycle of hustle, of self-sabotage, of like really avoiding your soul, avoiding your inner guidance, avoiding really stepping into those deeper levels because it doesn't feel safe. So that's a big part of the work I do, is to kind of create the environment and the container that allows you to feel safe to sit with it and explore it. Some people, and for me in the beginning with my business, this was hard for me to understand. Kimberly says, yes, this definitely lands. Awesome. Yeah, this was hard for me to understand in the beginning because actually my like just natural way of being, my gifts is to swim in those depths. I'm a Scorpio, I'm a projector, like I thrive on this, like the deep inner work, the alchemy, the, you know, the shamanic healing, all of that. But what I realized as I've connected with more other people and like refined my craft kind of is that like, you know, not everyone feels safe to do that. A lot of people, if they do go try to do that on their own, they don't know how to pull themselves back up out of it. So literally it might not feel, it feels unsafe for them for a very real reason because they just haven't learned how to do that yet. So you're a Scorpio and a projector too. Oh my God, I love it. So you totally get it. You go deep all the time. So, you know, what I want to say too is for the people who maybe are more in their masculine energy and they're feeling some resistance and fear around going into the feminine, like I want to validate that for you. Like your fears are valid, right? I understand why you feel that way. And you've maybe even worked with coaches who were very in the feminine, like, just take a bath. Coach just said you're going to receive all this money and like all these things. And you're like, but that wasn't what I needed, right? So I want to validate that too, because one's not right. I'm not telling you to come in and do it this way and leave everything you know. Absolutely not, because we look at people in business who are just like, who are preaching, oh, just the feminine, and like no strategy, no consistency, no work ethic. And it's like, yeah, are you making any money, right? We definitely need both. So what I'm proposing, is it's not that you abandon that, it's that you get to choose that and this, and do it in a way that's really fulfilling for you, right? So for those of you who are maybe on the fence and feeling like, oh, I'm scared to do this, I kind of like consciously know that that's what's going on. I logically know that maybe that's the solution, but it doesn't feel safe. Like, let me fully validate that for you. I understand why it doesn't feel safe. And I'm here to tell you that it is possible to do both. And it does take, being willing to jump into the unknown, being willing to sit with some uncomfortable things. But once we go deep enough, when we can allow ourselves to really go there, that's what ultimately allows you to catapult forward, right? We've always heard about like slowing down to speed up. How a slingshot, you got to pull it back and then it propels you forward, right? That's how I would describe this. It's not that you say, oh, all the masculine, all the structure and organization is wrong. Not at all. You need that. But when you combine it with this, with going deeper, you supercharge your results. Because you're coming from a more whole and integrated space. You're allowing yourself to tap into more of you, all of you, more holistically, right? Not just like, ooh, just my masculine here and just my feminine here. We really need both. And so let me bring this full circle before I hop off real quick. Like, when we're talking about the self-sabotaging cycles, it's never going to be solved by shaming yourself or by just thinking, oh, I'm just going to be very disciplined and force myself to meditate every day. Like, I don't meditate every day, by the way, but like, whatever you think the solution is, it's not to do that. The real solution is to get out of the mind, get out of the logic, get out of that surface level and go deeper and really be willing to open up and see what's actually going on. Because if you can, one, be curious, if you can listen, be still enough to listen, if you can validate that, if you can love it and heal it and understand it and integrate it, then it's not in your shadow anymore and it's not ruling your life. And the behaviors, the unwanted behaviors, the unwanted patterns and cycles, the unwanted results naturally dissolve on their own. But it's not going to get fixed from just doing one or the other. We need to really do both. I hope that made sense. Hopefully this wasn't too disjointed. Kimberly says, this is exactly how I feel. Thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm glad this resonates. So I didn't really have an outline of this. This was something that came up earlier on a call and I wanted to talk on this. So hopefully it made sense and came full circle enough. But I will share with you quickly the changes to the ways to work with me and how you can do that if you would like to. So my signature program is Desire Queen. It's a group program. I would say it's a little bit more on the mastermind side because I keep it small. And we do the calls via Zoom. However, it's more like a mix between the two. So I've shortened it. So it's 6 weeks now because I know the women that this is for, this next round coming up, is for women who are ready to shift quickly, right? Like, you're doing the inner work. It's not like you need hand holding, like you're doing the inner work. It's just a matter of like pinpointing what exactly is going on so you can shift it. And then like creating the safe space for you to feel safe to do that, to the guidance to help. I can help you pinpoint exactly what's going on. That's my gifts, and the support you to feel safe as you integrate it. So that's what this is. This is my group program. So it's 6 weeks. There is online content that is like an online course. You have lifetime access to that, and then we do the weekly calls. So it's kind of a mix between group and mastermind. I would say it's more on the mastermind side because the spaces are limited because we go really deep. That's just how I work. I can't do like the surface level. So that is the way to work with me in my group. That's my signature program, Desire Queen. And the reason, guys, it's called Desire Queen is because the whole point of what I teach is that you get to have it all, right? This is about operating, and specifically for business owners, running your business off desire, not what you think you should be doing. This is you choosing how it works for you and doing it in a way that feels good to you, because honestly, that's the only way to sustain it. That is the only way to make sure that you don't lose it all, right? That's probably your biggest fear, that you're going to build your business and lose it all. Or you want to scale and you don't know how to, or you're feeling like stuck where you are. This is where you get to tap more into desire and really trusting yourself and trusting your desires to lead you, instead of another strategy, or instead of what you think you need to do, or instead of the hustle or how someone else has built their business. So that is really the focus on this. It's that this next round is really focused, how I've tweaked it is it's really focused for business owners who are looking to scale. You're likely already at 6 figures or somewhere around there, and you're looking to scale it, and you're looking to scale your business in a way that's sustainable and really build your wealth. And when I say wealth, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your impact. I'm talking about the kind of lifestyle you get to live, like actually having a fulfilling freedom lifestyle, not being chained to your business. So that is the group program, Desire Queen. And then I do have some spaces for one-on-one. So these are we work very closely together. It's close proximity, very high touch. And I only have a couple of these open because it's very high touch and I'm a projector, so I can only work with a couple women on that level. So those are the options to work with me. Something I don't mention often, and I'm just giving you all the info because it's been a couple of weeks since I've gone live, is I do have some self-paced programs too. So if you are just starting out, or you're not ready for the program or to work one-on-one, and that's something you would like to look into, you can find that. It's linked in my bio too. So actually everything's linked in my link tree in my bio, but you can reach out if you have any questions or need specific links. I'm here if you have any questions. All right. So it was nice to connect with you guys. I feel a little rusty, which is funny. I love being on camera. I typically feel really at ease on camera, but it's been a long time since I've gone live, and I've been working with a business coach, really like refining the new direction that I'm taking my business in. So there's been a lot of behind the scenes, and it was time to connect again. Let me see what I can really say. Do you need to be making a certain amount a year to be a Desire Queen? I'm only at 35K a year. Oh, no, not at all. It's not a prerequisite at all. It's more so, the vibe is more so that you're already doing the inner work and you're ready to shift quickly. But yeah, it's literally, if it's something, I can send you the link if you want to take a look at it, or if you have any questions. If it's something that you're feeling pulled to and it feels good for you, like definitely trust that, because the whole vibe is like, so manifestation is what I teach essentially, but I teach it from a way of doing it in a really soul-led way, not an ego-based way. And the direction I'm really taking this is because I know I'm here to really help entrepreneurs scale, but in a way that is authentic to them. And the reason I'm feeling called to that is it's not just about the money. It's definitely about the money, but it's not just about the money. It's about what you get to have and how you get to do it. And I see that a lot of women are called into this coaching industry because we're here to change it, right? Like, we have important work to do, but we're going to really cap ourselves at our impact and our ability to serve and our income as well, and your freedom, if we're not doing it from a really authentic place. So if you are looking to scale and you're looking to do it in your own way, in a way that feels really good to you and honors you and your energy, that would be a wonderful program for you. And feel free to send me a message privately too if you want. Does that answer your question? Hopefully. Can I send you the info? Yes. When I hop off, I will send you all the info, my love. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been wonderful to connect with you. I will be going live again sometime soon, either later this week or next week. So wonderful to be connected. Have a beautiful day, my loves, and I will connect with you soon. It answers your question. Perfect. Okay. Talk with you soon. Bye.